What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 69 of the XtraNICE, brought to you by the Cheesy Controller Podcast.
69.
Okay. A little too late. I was like, nobody? Okay, fine. Milestone fumbled. Yeah, welcome.
Hey, I was waiting on one of y'all.
I had to do the intro, so I couldn't be the one out here being ignorant in the time and place necessary to be ignorant. So, welcome everybody. Episode 69. We've done it. Cheers.
Nice.
To all the video viewers.
Nice.
Joining me as always, yeah, I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me as always, we have the mayor of the village and the castle, Chris Montalbano.
They're the same thing. But whoever at Capcom has a sick fetish with cutting Ethan's hand off, you need to stop.
They do got to think about taking that boy's hand.
It's
Really.
doubled in this game since the last one.
And it's the same hand. It's the same hand.
Well,
Sounds
then
like a
clearly
fucked up
it's
ass hand.
Actually, that is funny. It's retachable too. Some magical elixir.
Juice. That's what we call
Gotta
juice.
get that green juice, brother. That green juice.
Nectar.
Damn.
We got the most degenerate squid in the sky. Jalen.
Look, I'm just saying. I'm gonna stack Bella and Cassandra and make Daniela watch so she understands what's gonna happen to her.
I'm moving on, and we got the Akatsuki blanket. Madrid Devon.
Think, Mark. Think.
Oh wow! Why is a week so long and so short all at the same time?
Because too much happens in such a short amount of time.
Right? It'll just be a day I wake up, it's like, wow, internet. And then there's other days I wake up and I'm like, wow, there's no internet. I can't even doom scroll. There's so little content.
It's called a coping mechanism.
You know, I have podcasts for every day of the week. So. And any day I miss a podcast, that means I got extra podcasts for the next day. So, you know. We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about Resident Evil Village. We're going to be talking about ShadowBringers, Lost Judgment, JRPGs, some PSVR stuff, and Epic versus Apple. Like, more stuff has come out, but I'm waiting to do something once this 3-week trial's over, because it's been like a week and a half as of recording. And just so much stuff has come out, and Apple hasn't even gotten to, like, put its piece out there, because Apple could really just come out and be like, yeah, you broke our contract, screw you. And the judge can be like, well, you did break their contract, so indeed, screw you. But right now, Epic is out here trying to justify Fortnite.
No, Epic is out
as
here
a
being
metaverse.
messy. Do you think Apple, I don't think Apple is going to do the same thing. They're probably literally just going to say, you broke our contract.
Right. Fuck you.
Screw you. You know? So, we don't need two Titans getting messy, you know? But if they do, I'm going to drink this tequila, you know?
Right. It's some news stories for us out of it. So, the one that, and we'll get to Village quick, Chris. Don't worry. I see you. We
got a whole ass
you're
episode.
Like surveying the fucking landscape. He's like, all right. the lady and her daughters.
I got PTSD.
But yeah, so one of the stories that people have talked to me about the most this week is that Sony's getting a revenue share from cross-play enabled games. Basically because nobody else asked for it, and Sony's like, hey, how about if people spend money on your game and then come play on our system, how about you pay us for that? And so I remember when the story's first coming out, people thought that Sony was trying to charge people to play crossplay, but when you actually look at it, what it was is they're trying to charge publishers who are doing crossplay games, i.e. Epic, Activision, they're trying to charge them for when people are playing primarily on other platforms. or spending money primarily on other platforms and then playing primarily on PlayStation.
How would they?
There's like a whole equation that came out, and it was like, all right, if somebody spends X amount of dollars on this other platform and then logs into PlayStation with X amount of dollars of like content or like DLC or guns or whatever the fuck cosmetic shit you end up with in all these games, for us to let, this is especially with like cross progression more so than cross play, but I mean it even works with cross play because your friends list is persistent across different things. But man, just trying to keep up with this Epic versus Apple case has been so much. And then Nintendo's being super secretive and a bunch of stuff's getting redacted. I feel like I'm playing like Black Ops 3, which is just like black lines through fucking everything. Fuck it. You don't need to know where you're at. You don't need to know what you're doing. Here's a gun. Nobody else? Black Ops 3? Okay, fine.
Black Ops 3.
Nah, sorry, homeboy.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was the worst Black Ops. And it definitely was the worst Black Ops campaign, I'd say. I don't know. I can't really speak to Cold Wars. I did like the one thing that they showed the one time they previewed that game where you drove a RCXD up under a plane and blew that shit up. And so I pretty much did that, and I was like, yep, Call of Duty. And then... I mean, the thing is, I was like, oh yeah, they're getting back to the campaigns. Like, Black Ops 4, like, had story stuff happening in it, but it was like Titanfall 1-esque of like, you play X amount of matches as this character, and you get a line of dialogue or two every several matches. So...
if you're paying attention to that stuff.
Right, if you have your subtitles on, like some people I play with do, and I'm just like, I don't care enough. It'll come out in a lore video on YouTube.
Always gotta watch the lore video off of YouTube.
People watching Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, whatever lore videos.
I mean, honestly, we're in the Activision cinematic universe at this point, bro.
Yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to think of what is Call of Duty lore? Like, oh, he only wore fucking OG camouflage. Like, who gives a flying fuck? Like, go read a history book, my nigga. That's the fucking lore. Like, goddamn.
See, the best Call of Duty lore is in zombies.
There's a motherfucker named Soap. Like, who's not washing shit? Like, that's just what it is.
I think they, like, the dude who voiced Ghost. Well, there was Soap and Ghost.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
It's like Soap got washed at the end of Modern Warfare 1, but his voice actor returns as Ghost.
Wait, because wasn't Soap in Modern Warfare 2 also?
Ghost was, not Soap.
Ghost also.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
No. Soap was the player character in 1, and then became an NPC in 2.
Didn't
you
die
ended up playing.
No,
you ended up playing
you
as
died
Soap.
as Soap in Modern Warfare 2 because that's like the gasoline and the first person getting set on fire. Yeah. I think
but
you're
who were they in Modern Warfare 1?
Call of Duty
lore. All right, pull up the lore video. Pull up the lore video, goddamn.
All right, now we know why.
We're about to be those lore video niggas for Call of Duty. That's where we're at.
Do a Discord watch along.
We've reached that stage of pandemic where we're arguing over Call of Duty, like, facts.
Right? Even though it's like separate timelines in like the Black Ops thing, kinda. But then also...
Okay, he's the playable character in Modern Warfare. And then becomes an NPC in Modern Warfare 2. Well, you play as him.
But don't you play as him at the end?
Yeah.
Who dies in Modern Warfare 2 that was like huge?
Dude,
that shit was like
Modern Warfare
Ultimate
2
Betrayal.
was Death Gun the video game. Like, everybody died. What do you mean? The president died, his daughter died. Like, it was just fucking...
My day with the
A whole
president's
airport
daughter.
of people died in Modern Warfare 2. I can tell you that much.
Those people at that Burger King that you have to defend.
Right? That was
I will
the
say
shit
that
in
Burger
Modern
King
Warfare
level was
2
lit.
when you were just... This is a
That was the most
tangent
American
off
thing
of
I've
the
ever done
Sony
in a video
Revenue
game.
share
I
story.
defended
just want-
a fast food joint with high military operators.
I just want to throw that out there that this is a tangent off of Sony revenue sharing. But
Revenue sharing. I feel like Sony's.
Look, they were revenue sharing because they were like,
Sony's like, all right,
I want all the money.
no.
That's
Sony
really
was
all it
like,
comes down to.
look, if we're letting people play this game here for free, not requiring PlayStation Plus like Xbox is requiring gold at this time. If we're sitting here, like, how does it help our bottom line if people go and spend all day playing on their phone and then hop on their PlayStation at night with all this stuff? Like, how does that help our bottom line? And so they charge Epic. They're like, all right, cool, let them play wherever, let them cross progression, whatever. But Epic, you have to pay us. And with Epic bringing in billions of fucking dollars every year, which we've also seen from this court case, Epic can afford that shit. Epic is breaking fucking bread to give away free games on the Epic Game Store. They can pay PlayStation if PlayStation's like, hey, we're not necessarily making $1 billion a year right now, so how about you fucking... And we have the most popular platform. Like, people are playing your game primarily on our system. And then you're introducing mobile and all these different things that are, like, intersecting with Sony's business. But Sony just asked Epic for money, and Epic was like, sure, fine, here.
How can we... I'm not surprised. They offered $200 million for 4 to 6 first-party games.
426.
4 to 6.
Damn.
Wait, Sony
Right.
or Epic?
Epic offered Sony $200 million.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Oh, for the, like, Horizon, God of War, Days Gone, like, that kind of
Yep.
stuff. I think God of War really might be the next PlayStation, like, first-party game to come out on PC.
That'd be cool.
You guys think it's going to happen?
Oh, I think it's definitely next on the list. Because there's just gonna... I think by the time we get to the end of the PS5 generation, all of the PS4 first parties are going to be on PC.
I mean, Sony wants that money.
What do you think? Okay, I mean, that's interesting. What do you think about...
By the end of the generation. Not now, but by the end of the generation.
Yeah. So let's say fucking 8 years from now. You guys expect to see Uncharted, all 4 games, Golden Abyss, whatever is fucking lost in the abyss, Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, I see Spider-Man after God of War.
Ratchet and Clank,
Oh, that'd be tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
2016 probably, but not Rift Apart.
Rift Apart's not going to be till like 2030.
Ghost,
The
damn.
way I see it is Sony's going to keep PC about 1 generation behind. That's the way I see it. So they can still encourage them to buy the new consoles and the newer games.
Mm-hmm.
Because I talked to PC players and they're all like, it's always 1 or 2 games that I actually care about from the consoles that I don't get to play.
Right.
So-
Sony's going to keep them at arm's length.
Yeah, keep it. Just try and convince them to buy a console, but those are still sales they can get for these games later.
Exactly. I don't think Sony's trying to get them to buy a console. I think they're just at that point they're just like
Sony's
making money.
100 million
No, it's more
%
like,
trying
hey, you want to
get-
play it now? Buy a console. If you want to wait,
Sony is more aggressively than Xbox pushing the, hey, buy this fucking console.
Right. Because
Well, either way,
into
Xbox
that,
kind of
the,
makes money.
Because, like,
Well, I mean, but
let's look at on
Xbox-
PlayStation Plus
Xbox
and how
has
they're
an
giving you games on
infrastructure.
PlayStation 5.
That's true.
Like, a lot of the games they're giving you on PlayStation 5 right now are games that, most PlayStation 4, like, a lot of PlayStation 4 owners have already played. So it's like, okay, if you're coming over from PC or Xbox or something, like, yo, here's a lot of our fucking bangers. you know, to kind of get a feel for like what you were missing out on with our exclusives.
Right. And I mean,
So that's definitely a reason to sell a console, especially with them trying to like crank out more consoles. Like,
yep. There's a redesign coming of the PS5 that is going to not necessarily be a like something an end user will notice, but they're going to redesign the internals to try and make the manufacturing easier so they can get more of them out, because like legitimately at the end of the day they're selling everything that they're getting out the door. So fuck this semiconductor shortage, fuck COVID, fuck all that shit.
do you think that's going to change any of the logistics on the console, like the strength or the storage, or
No, not
even kind of
necessarily.
like its thickness? No. Okay.
Because they did that with the PS4, where like before there was any like actual external redesign or like anything that really mattered, there were several like internal revisions. So yeah, the PS4 went through, and I mean even the Pro did this. Like I'm sure the 5, like this is nothing surprising whatsoever. I mean even thinking back to like the 3DS and the DS would have better panels in certain runs of certain, you know, like there are all these like holy grail of like optimized consoles of certain versions because there are all these quiet refreshes. But just the fact that it's a news headline, it's been going out there. But the PS4 and the PS4 Pro went through several revisions, so internally without changing anything externally, and so I totally see them doing it
But
with
did
the
that
PS5.
tweak anything performance-wise? Like
No.
nothing noticeable at all?
No. And I mean, these chips are technically worse, so they're going to optimize these chips probably better to work like the launch PS5.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as those chips don't like explode or some shit, and it's like, oh,
Who knows? You know?
Or they're
Replace
not causing
consoles
whatever
fucking
internal
fail.
failure led to red
I
ringing.
need to clean my PS5. I'm waiting for my dark plates to get here, and I'm just going to take my PS5, fully unplug it, vacuum that shit out, like compressed air, like microfiber cloth, like really give it a good, you're going to look better than new treatment.
give it a little makeover.
Yeah, it's going to be fully black, like matte black everything.
Yeah, that's kind of tight.
Fully black.
I'm with it. I think that going back to the Sony, with the Sony ended up with their first parties on PC, I think a lot more companies need to just start doing that.
I mean,
Like-
who can you name right now that's really big that isn't doing it? Other than Nintendo, because Nintendo said, fuck you and fuck your life.
Well, I meant more like Atlas. And
Atlas has done better with PC than they did ever.
Well, I will say they're getting better now thanks to Unreal Engine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's making
which is
ports and
also
remasters
epic.
easier. Yeah. But, and really it just ends up with me going back to old stuff. That's just like, oh, this is bound to something that just...
Right,
I
3D,
don't wanna
the
hook up.
3DS. You can say it, Jalen. The DS, the 3DS, the Wii,
The PS2.
the PS2.
Like,
I'm not trying to emulate any of these things. I will buy your games and I will have a physical copy and I will emulate your game. But at the same time, I'd shout out Jalen for getting me SMT3. Like I have it.
12 more days.
Huh?
12 more
Oh,
days
shit.
as of recording.
I will play at least some time of that game. What I can promise you may not be much at the current time. Because I just made it to Shadowbringers in Final Fantasy XIV today.
Fuck yeah.
Hey,
Proud of you. How beautiful
Good
was it?
job.
Just Give me your first moments
Like-
of going into.
So, first of all, you can always tell when they end a expansion, like when because I think it was 4.56, and it's like, I'm talking to Tataru in the basement of the Rising Stones, and you can tell it was like, we didn't plan this transition. But the second you get past that, I'm like, holy shit. So, Jalen, I actually wanted to ask you this. Does Final Fantasy XIV still work on a PS3?
Now I want to hook up my PS3 and find out.
I want to hook up my PS3 and find out too. Like, see really what the fuck is going on with Final Fantasy XIV. Because either I'm super lucky or they're just going to be like, fuck you, buy this. And I'll log in to my PlayStation Network.
Nope. They ended PS3 support back in 2017.
Damn.
I mean, you know, the PS3 had a long life. It lived well.
I mean, remember, that was the longest console generation.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. And I mean,
Like,
Final
that's-
Fantasy XIV's pretty much entire, like, early on arc happened. So what was 2017? Was that still Heavensward or was that Stormblood?
2017? I think that was
Yeah.
Stormblood.
Stormblood was 2017.
Okay, so did it...
Actually, they dropped support going into Stormblood.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Really, though, Stormblood, I got some thoughts on fucking Stormblood. Like, for finishing it and the post-game and doing the Rathalos shit.
It was okay.
It...
The side characters
It
were
felt
flames,
like
the main story is
filler.
meh.
That is the best way to describe it. It felt like anime filler. It felt like fucking bad Bleach, bad Naruto. That's what it fucking felt like.
All of
I wouldn't
Stormblood to
say
you?
that. I wouldn't say that.
I'd say,
I wouldn't say that.
Stormblood was more interesting in a supercut on YouTube than it was getting through it. Because it's like, I would stop and I'd go back out and I would, like, do different things. In like, Stormblood so far is only above Realm Reborn because the Realm Reborn was what it was.
Way too long.
But I mean, the intro into Shadowbringers. So for you, Chris, like, just me being glad that I'm playing this game at 4K on my console with my preferred controller, just getting in there, and the first two quests were like ridiculously long quests overall. So, but you know, I already like Shadowbringers more than I liked Stormblood. And Stormblood took me to fucking Japan.
That's true.
My thing about Stormblood specifically is more like the thing I liked about Stormblood is the fact that I got to sit down and interact with the different cultures of the area.
Oh, that's
lot
true.
more.
I
'cause you have
did not
each
give a
side
single
quest.
fuck about any of them.
Like
That's
hanging
'cause
out
you're
with the
main.
dragons, seeing what their culture like, seeing the dichotomy, that was cool.
I don't...
Like-
well, that was the thing, Madrid. Like, I did all the Aether Currents. Like, I was doing fucking Alliance raids.
All right.
And, like,
I mean,
I'm doing
if you're
side shit,
if
so
you
I'm
were,
not
like,
really mainlining it.
interacting with the story in and of itself, like on that level, then of course you're gonna miss. You're gonna
mean,
miss
yeah,
out on
the-
something. Like, you know,
There's a
It
lot
is
of
different.
people who like were actually in this expansion for months. With
Yeah, and
no
I feel
like,
so bad for them. Oh my god.
actually their alliance raid was tight. Their actual
I-
raid was pretty fucking cool.
I need to do the Alliance raid and the actual raid for trophy purposes. And so, you know, Chris, I'll hit you up one night and be like, all right, we're doing all three parts of this Alliance raid right the fuck now. And you know I'll do it.
Have you done the Heavensward one yet?
Yeah, we did the
Alexander?
Heaven's
Oh,
Word
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
together.
I thought that one was gonna like
That
Stormblood's
was
like kicks you in
weird.
the
That
teeth.
shit was some weird next level shit.
Yeah.
Alexander has
No,
some
not
lore from another
Alexander.
Final-
I haven't done Alexander yet. The Alliance raid. The ball. I don't know how to describe this raid, but the ball.
Cabal?
Chris, you know, like 6 of those bosses were just a sphere. It's just...
The Near raid?
I mean, I felt like
No, not the Near
No.
raid. This is the
So
Heaven
there's just a
Sword
lot
raid.
of balls in this game.
Yes. Especially now that I met a lion dude as an NPC. I was like, oh shit.
Did he talk by roaring?
I'm a bunny girl. You're a lion guy. He hasn't been voiced quite yet, so
Warriors!
there's no voice acting. Madrid, you know, just tell Square you will voice all the
Lions?
NPCs.
I'm just.
Sure,
gonna make
you
them
know,
sound
just
like a
all
hybrid
the
of
male.
Lionel and fucking Snarf.
You know,
Yes.
sometimes you gotta squanch.
/ Battle Beast, you know? Lighten up your favorite MC.
Did y'all see Rick and Morty season 5?
I didn't even watch the last season.
Last season was pretty
I
good.
guess.
There's 5 of them.
Exactly.
5 is coming soon.
Oh.
I think seeing Rick and Morty
stoked.
like renewed for so many more seasons kind of just had me like, oh. You know? Like it was one thing, it's like, oh fuck, are we gonna get another season? Now that I know there's gonna be several, I care significantly less.
Also, didn't Dan Harmon like get caught with some weird shit?
Ooh, what did he have?
think
Right,
that
yeah, I don't know
Was
about
it
this.
wait, was it one of his old stupid shit he said back when shock comedy was a thing that circles around every once in a while?
It could be that I don't want to go out and be like, yeah, dude had like little girl dolls and took pictures with them.
Whoa.
It was something along the lines of like some weird, like, but also he's a weird dude. He made Rick and Morty, so.
Well, speaking of the doll thing, actually, there was a show that was on Quibi that was based around, I think that was written by his wife. So one of the characters had a sex doll that was based on a sex doll that he actually had.
Look, I don't know the full
Was it
story. Maybe
was it Dummy Thick?
No. I think what's her
Lady
face was
Dembski?
in it. No. No.
Lady Demet.
No, she was in like fucking Pitch Perfect and whatchamacallit, fucking
The
I don't know.
girl?
Those
like the
those
main
sound like
girl.
white
Yeah.
people movies.
Yeah.
Pitch Perfect.
I
'Cause-
checked out a
Yeah,
white
'cause it
people
is.
movies like 8 years ago. So
They're
I don't
fun
know.
Sometimes.
I mean,
Honestly,
if
it
it has
doesn't
Seth
matter.
Rogen in it,
All
know,
I'm
I
saying
might fuck
is-
with it. Because that's the homie. So shouts out to Seth
That's
Rogen.
your
you
one
know,
actor?
Send us some of your
That is the homie.
homie. No, but seriously, if y'all know Seth Rogen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but back on 14, I think you're gonna love Shadowbringers way more than any expansion out there. Story-wise, if you got attached to the main
like
cast.
That's the best expansion.
getting into the Scions. Finally, they're doing something besides leaving the Scions.
Right.
Because thank you, Stormblood.
Okay,
I
the
guess.
Scions got brutally murdered. They did that.
I mean, you know, I halfway forgot that ever happened. There's new Scions. They're
No,
better
they had
than
me
those
carry.
Scions.
They had
Fuck
to carry
that
their corpses out of our
cabbage
fucking
bitch.
guild hall.
Carry out
They
the
did.
bodies.
I didn't.
They
forget
did.
that. As many times as that game made me
I-
carry
Like-
corpses.
Madrid.
They have a weird.
I am
corpse
almost
thing- corpse
200
thing.
hours of solid gameplay into this fucking game, and when I tell you I clean forgot about that shit until somebody asked me what I remembered about Realm Reborn today. Fuck that cabbage bitch, first of all. Like, me, her, that whole thing. I think I did leave quests for no goddamn reason because of this cabbage bitch. I don't even know. I just have a vague animosity against all of them. Even though the old lady one seems cool. But outside of that, fuck that entire species. I'm glad that was one of the bodies that I could carry to the carriage to go out of the Rising Sands.
I forgot about all that.
Yes,
It's fairly
right?
recent for me.
I'm almost caught up to you, Chris. I'm going to catch up to you with like half your game time played. How does that feel? You see, like, everybody
I was
thinks
like, to
it's
be
all fun
fair-
and games.
But to be, but
Like,
it's
I've
also
done
isn't
a
all
lot
the
more
content
shit.
significantly shorter than when most of us did it.
Yeah. Also,
No, because the shit they cut, they replace with shit that's more relevant.
yeah, but it's so much shorter.
And also, you could just do it.
I've been I'm farther than you now, Jalen.
But also,
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. But no, my point is, you could, like, at the time, as of right now, all the content that you have to do, you can just do.
mm-hmm.
There was long stretches of time where Chris was just waiting for new content.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm going to see. Hopefully, I'm caught up, all the way caught up. I was trying to take a break today, but fuck Destiny. Destiny had a new season. Apparently, shit's really good in Destiny right now. I opened up Destiny.
Is not the servers went to shit harder than an Apex server.
Well, that's because they opened up full crossplay for a week and they said go nuts. But I got on. I loaded into everything I needed to load into, and today, and the update dropped yesterday. So if you just didn't have to be there in the first 24 hours, I had absolutely no problems.
Nice.
Hopped in, did a mission, got an exotic, did a goddamn start of a Destiny 2 season, and then got a bunch of quests that had me pressing triangle on shit I didn't feel like I should be pressing triangle on, and
As it does.
yeah, Destiny, bro, is fucking, oh my god. I miss Destiny. I know it's more so for the people who care about Destiny more than I care about Destiny. But, I got a ghost up there. I have 2 ghosts. Shout out, Chris.
I also have a ghost up there.
You have a ghost? Oh, shit. That's the other ghost I have. So you guys can see the black ghost, but I also have the white ghost from Chris.
The white
so.
ghost.
The white ghost. The white wolf.
Oh my god, the white ghost came.
I didn't. Thank you for the ghost, Chris. I'm not. I didn't say it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
But Destiny. I tried the new season. Got in no problems within just over 24 hours of the patch being live, or maybe not even a full 24 hours. And I forgot. 60 FPS Destiny's kind of fun.
It's some real good shooty.
Yeah, it's considering I've been playing 30 FPS Destiny for however many fucking years Destiny has existed at this point. I feel like we're at least 6-7 years into Destiny being a thing. 2014. That's 6 and 1, 7. Yeah, at least 7 years of Destiny being a thing. I can't anymore. I'm becoming an old man, and I'm starting to enjoy Final Fantasy as my MMO of choice, and
As you should.
I know Alana's just going to have so much fun making the timestamps on this video of what we're talking about, because it's one of those nights.
Tell her to just draw a squiggly line. Just call it.
I wonder if... let's see if squiggly lines happen. Alana, I'll be checking for this.
So anyway,
Go ahead, Jalen.
Chris, how was Resident Evil?
Yeah.
All right. I have mixed feelings about this game. Mostly positive. It is my most anticipated game of this year and has lived up to 90% of the hype that I had for it.
Give me the 10% first, then give me the 90%.
The
Get it out the way. What are your problems?
The 10% is it starts off real strong, but then kind of just dies. I mean, 7 did the same thing. I feel like when they were in the tanker and you played as Mia, that was kind of like all right, this is boring to me. It got over repetitive, like fighting the same monsters over and over again. And that's where this has kind of gotten. You fight Lycan so much that it's just like, I'm not scared or uncomfortable anymore. This is just kind of Resident Evil 4 with better graphics.
Is that what you wanted? Especially considering we're getting a RE4 remake. At this point, that shit's 90% confirmed. We're getting that shit before we get RE9.
That's fine. I mean,
would you take 4 and then 5?
I
you know, like
But stop there. Don't go any further.
I mean, honestly,
what if they make 6 good? What if new Resident Evil 6 sells better than original Resident Evil 6?
Anton, this is the part you don't understand. The problem with Resident Evil 6 fundamentally comes with this design to the point where if you actually fix that game, it would no longer be Resident Evil 6.
If it wasn't convoluted,
it's a remake. That's like Resident Evil 2
but that's the thing about it. Even
and
if
Resident Evil 3.
That's the thing about it.
They fundamentally remade those games.
That's true.
But is it a different game?
From the ground, no.
They didn't.
They took the same layout and just from the ground up made literally everything better about it.
It
your
seems
assets,
like with 6,
your animations, your environment.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But that's not the fundamental problem we're talking about. It's not in the assets.
Chris.
It's not in the animation. It's in the fact that 6 is an action game. It's an action storyline. It's a global, massive action story. That's the fundamental problem we're talking about. You got 3 characters taking on having a globe-spanning adventure at the exact same time. Like, by the time you remake that up into something,
I think it'll work.
My bad. 7 characters. 7 characters.
Because you can't forget
7
Ada.
characters. Can't forget Ada. And Ada's plot was convoluted as a motherfucker.
Okay,
that
so
shit
Chris,
still don't make sense.
Well, that gives me the question to ask because I'm making assumptions based off of a game I haven't played and probably won't play for a good little while. Mm-hmm. Like, I have not played any of the new Resident Evils, despite having access to all of them except 8 fairly recently.
Resident Evil Village, or 8, however you want to call them.
8 Village, interchangeable.
It is really good.
Setting the standard here.
It's really, really good. It starts off strong. I mean, the fucking soundtrack to it when you are engaging into, like, combat or even in, like, danger is good. The eerie silence of the village when you're not in combat and you have no idea what's coming around the corner is
have
next
you
level amazing.
How have you been playing, Chris? Have you been playing in your office?
No, I've been playing on my PlayStation with headphones on.
Okay. In the dark, at night only, or have you played during the day?
I played during the day, but I got the blackout curtain.
Very true. Blackout curtains, the fucking goat. Like, you want to lose perspective of time
It
and
was
space?
during the day that I had the most fear. Okay. Most feared I've ever been in a video game was in this game, and it was during the day.
Okay, so that's interesting. RE8. Apparently, one of the pieces of feedback they took from RE7 was that RE7 was too scary, but... So are you saying, in your opinion... Because I just trust your opinion more than I trust Twitter or the internet. So... Is RE8 the scariest Resident Evil? Does it have the, like, scariest moment
It has
of a
the
Resident
scariest moment in a Resident Evil game. It is not the scariest Resident Evil game.
Okay. Is 7 the scariest?
Yeah.
You know what? I can see that, being stuck in that fucking house.
I mean, I put VR on, and I played this game at least 20 times, and still was like, fuck.
How's VR been going for you, Chris? I just want to ask.
I haven't played it much. I mean, Resident Evil 8 came out, and I played 14, so...
I've legit not hooked up this Oculus, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, it is what it is. But,
I feel that.
So that's the 10% that the lichens kind of get repetitive. Now, this game does have way more variety of monsters in it than any other Resident Evil game has, which is a part of the 90% that it keeps it refreshing in each area. There's like 4 different areas you go to, plus the village.
How's the father guest going?
In the village? I haven't gotten there yet. I'm about to.
Does he have long ass arms too? He got them bloodborne arms?
No, just... Actually, I just killed his giant furry axe-wielding monster, so that was a fun
Fuck
fight.
that guy and his monster.
Fuck that guy.
Yo, this brother watching VR porn. Oh, man.
I mean, if it were plugged up to anything, I'm going to sit here. That's not the right cable. I legit can't see anything, but yeah, so Chris.
Those are the blackout curtains in question.
Yeah, very
So,
true.
Mhm.
Are you
Actually, not true at all because this shit has not been plugged up to my computer.
Chris,
yet.
are you excited to play this game in VR on PlayStation VR 2?
Is that a thing?
It could be.
No,
Not officially.
It could be. Resident Evil 4 is on the Oculus Quest 2 right now.
There,
So
there would be a part I would skip. There's no way I would play that certain part in VR. Hell to the no. That fucked me.
I saw a tweet and all it said was Resident Evil 8 porn mod.
So, for those of you who are wanting to get this game specifically for the internet's favorite Resident Evil villain, she is only in like
Vampire Booty Lady.
1/5 of this game, and it's the very beginning, and then that's it.
Oh, well.
That was
Oh,
another
apparently
thing that was
she can
kind of
suck
like,
your thumb. So
I'm not
oh
surprised.
no, she cuts
but
your wrist and then sucks your blood.
and then I put a herb on it, and it's just good. Juice.
No, okay, this isn't. Would that be a spoiler?
What the health potions look like?
No, what happens to Ethan's hand and how you get it reattached? Because Zoe doesn't exist in this game.
I mean, I hope she's getting therapy. That's what I hope. I hope she's okay. I hope she's okay.
So let me start with this, because you actually see Mia in the beginning of this game, and you move to Romania to get military training. This is why Ethan plays 90 million times better than he did in Resident Evil 7. You run better, you shoot better. He is just a better character.
Wait, there's a narrative reason why he sucks less now?
Yep. Chris Redfield moved them to Romania. He got military training. Mia needed therapy and could have gotten it if she didn't get shot up by Chris Redfield and then kidnap the baby.
The baby?
I mean, it would be hard to get therapy with
The
bullets
baby.
in you. I've noticed that's been a very, very common preventer of
Oh,
mental health.
that just sounds like the plot.
But I
to
will
America.
say, have you seen the Chris Baby mod?
Right. Although I really wanted to see Mia as a character. Like, she obviously had military training before 7, so she would have been a badass character, female character to add into Resident Evil plot, but you just
I mean,
shot her.
it could
And
have
she
been
was
either of them.
sassy and knew how to cook.
Always rep the ones who can cook.
Right.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Things will never be the same.
But it's good. It's a really good game. It's like amazing. Sadly, you don't get
Is it everything you
chased
wanted?
down by a giant. Yes.
Okay.
I can't say. Well, of
Are we
course
getting 4 before 9?
Yeah. We got 2 and 3 before we got 8.
I still don't think it's necessary, but yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I have
Would
to
you
agree
rather
with
play
you.
whatever they? I really
I have
feel
to
like
agree
we
with-
might get 4 and 5 before.
Actually,
9.
I'll tell you this: if they wanted to remake a game
Remake 7.
for modern Resident Evil game to make me happy,
Remake
they would do
7?
the original Revelations. That's a game that deserves to be remade.
Code Veronica
That was
2
good.
could be remade.
What about?
And Code Veronica.
What about?
Or shit, just Dino Crisis. Fuck Resident Evil.
What if
Dino
they make
Crisis.
the Resident Evil movies into games, and you play as Mila?
I will fucking go
What's her
back and destroy any developer who decides that that's a good idea.
No? You wouldn't want to do that?
Damn,
No.
Chris ready to throw hands.
I will throw hands on anybody who thinks those movies were worth making into a game.
Well, just wait on it because you're going to be playing that.
You're going to be playing that, and it's going to be like the what was that? What was the shooter on the PS3 that was like during 2? What you were playing from
Raccoon
Umbrella?
City Files or something.
Operation
Oh,
Raccoon
yeah,
City.
there we go.
Yeah, it's going to be that, but except it's going to be the movie characters.
Fine.
Chris will take what he's gonna get. Chris is like, 8 is so good. They
8.
can spoon feed me a 4 and 5 remake, and I'll eat them shits up. And then
I
I'd play
think,
9,
Anton, you
and
want the
then
4
I'd
and
be
5
ready
remake
for
more
the
than
6
anyone else here.
remake.
Yeah.
Think about, like, even if this were one game a year for the next 4, 5, 9, 6. So that's at least 4 years out from now. You don't think they could do something smart with 6?
They
Once
could.
again, fundamentally, by the time you fix 6, it's no longer 6.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing about it is 6 is still following the action storyline philosophy of 5.
Yeah.
9 is 6. You know what I'm saying?
D9.
See?
Oh, yeah.
See?
Episode.
It's the 6
Madrid
remake
did
that
it.
you want.
See, that would be more interesting than just trying to remake 6.
I
it's gonna
would
be Resident
play
Evil 9,
Resident
but it's
Evil
gonna be a
69.
Oh, Resident Evil 69.
I would play Resident Evil 6. Yeah.
Everybody eats.
I thought that's where you were
Yeah.
at. That's where I was at from the second you said Resident Evil 6 is 9. I was like 69.
Yeah.
Yeah. But never.
Yeah, what's the square root of 69? 8 something. Yeah.
So Jawan in the chat said Ethan is now one of his favorite characters, and I kind of agree with him.
Really?
Because he's no longer this, like, cold-blooded, running up in this, like, hillbilly-ass mansion in Louisiana.
No, not cold-blooded. Dumbass.
Yes.
Dumbass.
But, like, unemotionally
That wasn't cold-blooded.
doesn't
That was
care
dumbass.
what was going on.
I'm saying if he was cold-blooded, he would at least had something on
Right.
him. You go break into this. You go just break into
You
somebody's
know what
house.
he had on him? Them hands.
And it's already creepy as hell. And you ain't got nothing on you. Ain't got no stick. Ain't got no knife. Ain't got no bat. Ain't got no hammer.
dicks
Ain't
on
got
you?
nothing.
No hammer knife.
You ain't got no
I
medicine.
mean, this
No
man,
hammer knife.
this
no
man goes
like
into
it.
a
Like you telling me you were
basement.
playing on Raw Dog in this house. You were just gonna walk in and what? You know what, white man? I'm not surprised. You thought you were just gonna walk in and Raw Dog this.
I've
house.
called
I am
the
not
cops.
surprised.
He did
I've called the
technically
cops.
come
I
in
know what
and
you
raw
guys
dog
are doing
the
in
house.
here. You're selling meth, and I'm gonna get this whole place busted. And he just gets his hand macheted off. Is that how it happened?
Well, the cop
Yeah,
did die
pretty much.
before that, or after that.
Right.
What the fuck? I had to cut my camera back.
I'll drink
What?
to that.
You didn't know the cop died in Resident Evil 7? Shovel
I know
right in the back of his head.
Yeah, I've seen
And then you have to
that.
put your arm down his throat to get his.
I feel
key.
like that's
Or me,
the
my
part
bad,
of
deputy.
Resident
You gotta
Evil
put your what down
7
there
that I've
with your
seen the most times.
you got to put your arm entirely down that throat hole.
Oh,
Entirely down
God,
that
that
throat.
was fucked
You
up.
got to get that key. Got to put it the entire. Gotta fist that thrusty to get that
Throat
key.
keys.
Got to fist it real good. See, Lucas is a nasty motherfucker. He wants you to be putting your arms in people's throats. It's a kinky motherfucker. Actually, Chris, is he dead? Is Lucas dead?
Lucas?
I didn't
He
finish.
was never
that again.
caught.
Motherfucker.
So he's the new villain.
So he's alive. Cool.
I need his
How?
jigsaw
Yeah, I
I
was
don't
gonna
think he
say
was caught.
he's
Plastered
the
on the
main
floor.
villain of Resident Evil 69.
That would suck. But I could see him being that jackassery of his main game would be 69.
Dude, I swear to fucking
Because you got to go
shit.
back in time, right?
If Capcom gives me Resident Evil 69, I will just buy every Resident Evil game everywhere possible. Because fucking Bravo. Like, because they did the, like, Biohazard Resident Evil, where, like, in Biohazard, it was the 7 as part of the Z.
Mhm.
And then in Resident Evil, they did the 7 in the
VII.
evil part.
Mhm.
Like, still marketing fucking genius.
Mhm.
And I love the shit out of whoever did that. Pay them more and make them do it again. And Resident Evil 69 will happen.
I mean, they did.
Surpri-
They put
spoilers,
the 8
it
in
was
Village.
It was me.
It was you. God damn it.
But do they have the like 8 in like whatever the kanji is for village in the Japanese version? Did they do that again? Because that would be sick if they
That would
did.
be sick.
I don't know. I'm not that plugged into the Japanese box art and album covers.
I got her.
Village's box art for the deluxe edition or whatever looks really cool, and having a digital only PlayStation, like,
I
I'm
bought
never
it.
gonna
digitally.
own it, but the PS5 like case
It was cool.
with the white.
I really
yeah,
need them to
so
give
it's
out
clean.
physical like steel books with digital fucking codes. Like if they're gonna have all digital
That'd be cool.
systems, it only makes sense. Like it only fucking makes
This
sense.
man's spitting.
You
right
can
here.
even charge the same
This man's
fucking price because
fucking
people are
spitting.
gonna buy it.
Exactly.
And
I
it's
will.
gonna be
I
less
will.
materials. It's gonna be
110
more
fucking percent.
environmentally friendly.
Right? Yeah. You don't need to print a Blu-ray
You don't
disc
even have
for
to
me.
put the
Fuck
little
that
nipple in
Blu-ray.
it because it doesn't need a disc.
I'd like the nipple. To be fair,
I don't
I'd
know how I
appreciate
feel
a
about
nipple.
going discless though because of the whole like fact that like in modern times we don't even own the software we buy.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of just get a little license for it until the company decides it goes away. And one of the ways that was being prevented was physical copies because it's like, what are you going to do?
Right, but
Uncode
I
my
mean, if
disc.
I don't have a physical system, then I mean, shit, I'm at the mercy
right.
of the
That's- and that's
companies
what I'm saying.
anyway.
That's the
So
one-
I might as well at least.
Like Jalen, my PS5 is the all digital. So I am literally at the mercy of Sony, its servers, and developers and licensing at all times with all of my games.
I'm not with that.
But all the
It's
digital
gonna be
PlayStation
100.
looks.
I am
better.
not with that.
It really does. It's more aesthetically pleasing. And with the dark plates, ooh, I really might move my PS5 to somewhere that I can look at it regularly.
Got to.
Matte black everything. Alright, so we talked about Resident Evil 8. Chris, did you have anything more to say about it?
Play the game.
Play the game.
If you were a survival horror fan, definitely play the game. If you liked
I
Resident
was
Evil
about to say,
4,
I thought you were talking to me.
if you loved Resident Evil 4,
I liked 5.
definitely play the game. Or if you
I
liked
love
5, it gets very 4 and 5y at the end of it, to where you're just kind of shooting the fuck out of things, and they just kind of send you morbid-looking monsters, which is scary. in
I
its
thought
own
you were about
right.
to say if you're shooting up.
Nah.
I'm like, damn, is this 7? Because weren't those the
Mm-hmm.
the bosses from 7? Weren't they just tweakers?
They were mentally fucked up by a psychopath little girl who could manipulate their brain.
With
But also,
That
you
sounds
could
like a
shoot
twinkie.
yourself up
They-
with steroids.
It was fungal. It was a fungus. It was a fucking.
It was a fungus.
Psilocybin.
Fungi?
It's The Last of Us all over again. This is Resident Evil 7 is how the infection in The Last of Us started.
Yep.
makes complete sense. I buy it.
There we go.
Headcanon established.
Tight.
Why'd you say, oh God, and then tight?
Just imagine those two worlds colliding. And it's,
Speaking of two worlds colliding, this is episode 69 of the exercise.
nice.
Just had to. Alright,
My mind's been blown.
so I don't have anything more to talk about Shadowbringers, but I want to talk about Sega came out and announced their next game in the now 2 games running Judgement franchise, Lost Judgment. And it's going to keep the brawler roots, the action roots of Yakuza alive, because going forward from Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I still highly recommend. I haven't gotten a chance to play anymore, but like I keep moving it to the home screen of my PS5 so I don't forget that I have that game.
The 5 minutes that I played and the 25 minutes of like dialogue that I watched was good. I will say that.
Right, I'm like probably still the same 5-6 hours in that I was originally. I know it's like a several hour game, but it's already extremely endearing. and the gameplay, like, for it to be, it is more compelling to me, and this is probably a fucking cardinal sin, and Madrid's gonna be upset with me about this statement, but playing Yakuza Like a Dragon is more compelling me to play more Yakuza Like a Dragon than Persona 5 Royal. Playing that convinces me to play more Persona 5 Royal.
What? You had...
I hate that you're wrong, but it's
You
fine.
had me and then you lost me. Like, your statement literally didn't make sense.
I
You were
like
good until you weren't.
playing Yakuza Like a
Uh-huh.
Dragon. Every time
Uh-huh.
I play it, it makes me want to play more
Okay.
Yakuza Like a Dragon than when I play Persona 5
Uh-huh.
Royal.
It doesn't make
The
you wanna
ability
play.
of that, yeah, the ability of that to make me want to play more Persona 5 Royal is weaker. That's the statement.
Okay, I mean, having wrong opinions is cool too, you know.
He thought he was a weed.
Chris?
I don't know. Chris has seen the light. He's made it to the end. I mean, Chris is basically just the counselor.
Chris got cheat coded into the Demon Slayer movie, alright?
That's
Don't try me, Chris. You're not going to see the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. If I don't cheat code you
Oh, no.
and fucking
Nah,
peer
Chris is gonna
pressure
see
your
that
ass.
JJK.
Oh wait.
No,
Why am
no,
I not
he's
gonna
going
see
to see
the
JJK.
Kaisen movie?
Like, what? He's already in.
What?
If
You act like he hasn't already drank that Kool-Aid.
He did not know before I just said that there was a Jujutsu Kaisen movie coming out.
I got shit to do. Resident Evil 8.
Okay, exactly.
Is
Don't
it, can I
try
watch
me.
it, though?
Do not try and pull my weeb card, Chris.
But do I know what happened
You've
at the end of
seen the
Persona
inside of my
5 Royal?
studio. Chris, bring me your closest Japanese book.
Right there.
You pointed at Scott Pilgrim versus the World Color Edition.
That's behind
Don't
it.
try me, Chris.
I told you that's Evangelion for Canadians.
Actually.
I hate how much that's right.
Hey, that's tight.
Madrid had to fly. Has it been that long that you haven't had this art book since I?
No,
last
I did. I
recorded?
just literally forgot to grab it and do this. I'm Grimoire Weiss. Ooh, look at me. I'm a floating book. But yeah, that art book, that
Fucking Weiss.
strategy guidebook is fucking tight. I really like the way they did it. It makes me want to go play
I'm
more
ready.
Octopath Traveler.
Shadowbringers. Being here, starting Shadowbringers, literally being 2 quests in, ready to beat the game. Oh shit! Did you just get it, or have you had it?
I had it when it first dropped.
Ooh!
God damn!
Ooh! That's fair. In attack
Mine
mode.
still
Like,
feels-
let's go.
It's beautiful. You should actually open it and look through it.
I can't, Chris. Spoilers. I actually give a fuck.
Oh,
Stormblood
right. I
made me
beat
stop
Shadowbringers
giving a
before I
fuck.
got this book.
Ooh, what the flex?
Sorry. I didn't mean to come out like that.
Chris, I'm gonna catch up to you and do more end game content than
Oh,
you've
that's a
done.
bold statement. What are y'all betting on it?
I was like, what? I gotta
Chris
get the
already
relic.
owes me a steak, so I'll bet another steak. So if Chris has to make me 2 steaks, that I will catch up to Shadowbringer. I will be caught up 5.5 or 5.65 before the time that Endwalker drops.
You will beat
What game releases do we have
5.65.
coming in between now and
Or
Endwalker?
whatever. I will be caught up in Shadowbringer's post game before Endwalker.
Okay, but what does Chris have to do?
But I'm already in Shadowbringer's post game.
Talk about it.
I'm doing extra content.
No, I will catch up to you.
Well, that's not fair. You're obviously I have nothing else to do.
You-
Yeah, it has
Except
to be
run
an ornament
savages, and I
thing.
can't do that. I have no
Look,
team. Yes,
all
catch
right.
up to me and bring some friends because I want to run savages, and I'm here by myself. Which one?
I mean, it's you and Jawan, really.
Yeah.
I'm just catching up to y'all. Bringing other people has not worked. Maybe Matt started playing Final Fantasy 14 today and got like to level 15 with his first class and is switching to another class already.
Of course.
So,
Ooh.
yeah, he went from pugilist to gladiator.
All right.
One day we'll get Jalen there.
Oh no! Like the moment I finished, like I was. Yeah, it's literally. I just put it on hold for Nier.
Yeah, I haven't played any Nier.
I just wanted to finish some of my like actual game
Dear God.
releases. Like
I haven't
when I
touched
finish
Nier
Nier and
in
Resident
a
Evil, I'm
Jay's
just gonna
fucking
complete
off, so I
Shadowbringers.
can actually play some more of that game.
Right? I finally got one a day, and I got like
Ooh.
I'm post time skip.
I've been
So, like,
grinding out 14.
I look like the cover. I look like the cover. I got the cover squad. The cover of the game has been acquired. That God. This game reminds me why I'm a Taro cultist. It's good. It's good. Like, as of right now, this is the best game that I've played that come out this year. So this is my number one
Okay.
sitting for this year right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what 8 does to me. I'm not giving my hopes up though. Just because Resident Evil, I don't know, I feel like Resident Evil as a franchise isn't like super strong to me.
That's fair.
Mostly because like after 6 there's only 2 games, because I haven't played 8 yet, that I consider to be good, which is Revelations and 7. And then, like, you know, Resident Evil 2 Remake was good, but Resident Evil 2 was already good. Like, Resident Evil 2 and 3 were already, like, games that I considered to be good. Those remakes were going to be good.
What do you think about Revelations 2 and 3? Is 3 out?
I don't
3
think
never got made and 2 sucked.
3 never got made. Revelations 2 was episodic, and Revelations 2 had the potential to be as good, but instead of just building off what made Revelations good, which was just, you know, a small-scale, classic-style Resident Evil game, they did the thing where they were focusing on, like, a weird mechanic to make it different than to,
It
like,
was dumb.
do the game. Because you had to, like, you couldn't just shoot anything. You had to get, what's-her-face to shine the light on it. That was Resident Evil if the gameplay was Alan Wake, and it just didn't jive.
It was not good.
And part of the reason why it didn't jive is because unlike Alan Wake, where you had the flashlight in your other hand, you're trying to wield a whole nother character to do it.
Yeah. No, I feel that. That's why a lot of the complaint of Resident Evil 8 is that this one doesn't give a lot of fan service to people who have been playing it since the series started, and it's true. It doesn't really do that. But at the same time, the series has kind of just gone downhill. I mean, in my opinion, it went downhill in 4, even though 4 was doing something new and creative, and it worked. And 5 was getting a
if they
little
learned the right
over-
lesson from 4, they could have dodged this.
Yeah, but it, to me, like 8 being completely fresh, or 7 being fresh, and then 8 being its sequel, it feels like a new series with some of the, like, one main character in it, and the background of it being Resident Evil's, like, history is good, but it feels refreshing, and it feels better than what they were trying to do in the last decade. Except for the remakes, obviously. But those are based off of really good games already.
Yeah.
So I feel you when you say that Resident Evil doesn't feel like a good series. I just think this game specifically is a good
not
game.
good, strong.
Strong series, yes.
Strong, because all the Resident Evil games that I consider to be good, I consider to be, like, in the top 20, 25 of the genre.
Yeah.
You know, like... And that's also one of the things about Resident Evil. Like, as a franchise, it's real extreme. It's like, it's either good or it's just kind of like, I don't care to remember
Would
this.
you give Resident Evil top 3 in horror genre?
Top 3?
No.
Yep, in horror.
Yes, for the sole fact that
Potentially,
it, like,
just because, until, like, you think of a number 3, Resident Evil gets top 3 until I think of another number 3.
I think Resident Evil started off.
Are we talking franchises or are we talking just individual
Franchises.
games? Okay, then in franchises, pretty much because there's not that many horror games that actually manage to get franchised. Like a
Yeah.
lot of the really good ones are just like one-off games that like deserve a sequel but will never get it.
I
Or
consider
a lot of the
something like,
games like were inspired from Resident Evil.
So, Chris, I've been meaning to ask you about this, and since I haven't gotten a chance to ask you about it in person, this is now content. How do you feel about Dead by Daylight?
I actually haven't given it 100% of a shot.
Okay, because I know it has Silent Hill, it has like Stranger Things, it has Resident Evil coming soon, I think, or might be out by now. Who the fuck knows? It was free on PlayStation Plus, and if you guys followed my advice of claim all your PlayStation Plus games, like I got Dead by Daylight free on PlayStation Plus.
I think I did do that.
And then I got the free PS5 upgrade of it, so
Nice.
let me know if you want to
Check out
get the Resident Evil, Silent Hill, or whatever.
I
fucking
definitely
packs
want to
you
check
wanna
out the
get.
Silent Hill because,
Pyramid Head?
shit, Silent Hill hasn't gotten any love since.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I've played Dead by Daylight. The number one thing you have to remember is that at its core, it's an asynchronous multiplayer game.
True.
That's the number one thing you have to remember.
But I mean, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but asynchronous multiplayer is something that I'm kind of looking for something good. I know.
No. Actually, the thing about it is Dead by Daylight, in my opinion, is probably the best type of that game. What I'm more speaking of is the horror aspect. It's like, don't come in here expecting like
To be frightened.
yeah,
It's kind of giving.
because you're still being chased by another player.
Yeah.
That's something. It's just like this isn't an AI or anything like that is scripted to give out creepy vibes. This is another player chasing you around.
It's true.
I don't know. But I will say the best franchises are like number one is Silent Hill because I think Silent Hill 2 is probably like the best horror game made.
Yeah, but then you got 3 that wasn't that.
3. See, the thing about 3 is 3 was good. It's just
But,
that
okay,
the
but
cult stuff will never stand as strong as Silent Hill being a personal hell
See,
for your own trauma.
But then, like, with Silent Hill, I feel like Resident Evil gets too much recognition because it is so popular that Silent Hill's trash goes untalked about. Like, no one
I think
talks
the reason
about
why Silent Hill's trash
Silent Hill
comes
Origins,
untalked about,
Silent Hill
Not Team Silent.
Homecoming.
not Team Silent.
I mean, there are different people who
but
are
that was
making
the thing
these
about-
offshoots of Resident Evil games that are like, these are trash. But it's like, I mean, they still have the brand on it, so people who are Silent Hill fans are buying it because of the name on the box.
I mean, you're right.
So
I mean, you're
they
right.
are still a Silent Hill game, even if it's not developed by the same team.
Yeah, but I also feel like the highs of the Silent Hill franchise are higher than the highs from Resident Evil.
I can agree with that. Except for
And
recent.
The lows,
If you
except for what?
take out 7 and 8, I will agree with that. I feel like 7 and 8, because it's so new and adding a new element.
I would say I don't want to count 7 and 8 because the franchise has been long their rival franchise has been long dead before those two came out. That's just being mean to a corpse.
That's true. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be. It is an undead video game series.
Yeah. I don't know. I think really the thing with Silent Hill is just the fact that like Team Silent only made 4 games and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, and then also it's a franchise owned by Konami, and Konami doesn't take care
I'm
of
telling
their
y'all,
game
Konami's
franchises.
having a comeback. Konami will.
Whatever you're
Yeah,
on,
I feel
need
like
some.
I need Konami.
You know what? Actually, Anton, I'll take that stake bet. I'll give you this generation. I'll take that stake bet.
that Konami's already announced a game for this.
That don't mean it's gonna be
generation.
good.
You just gave.
Announced.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
saying. He's saying
no,
that
I'm saying it gotta
Konami
be
wouldn't
good.
come back.
Yeah, I'm talking about as a good company, not coming back with trash. I'm expecting them to come back with a Metal Gear Survive again.
Look at the game that they have coming out.
Okay, are they developing
Is
that
it
game or are they publishing
Football
that game?
Manager?
Publishing.
They're porting
They're
that
porting
game.
it?
Porting?
What the fuck? It's a port.
Nah.
I could port something.
That's a port.
And by port something, I
Do
mean
it
plug
then.
in.
Could you?
I mean plug in my laptop to the power port.
That's funny.
I don't know. I think the only thing they're really doing is like, I think they're just.
Soccer management simulator.
I mean, they got PES. I mean, they still got like Duel Links. Duel Links is making the money because of it's Yu-Gi-Oh. Actually,
Pray for that.
they have a game.
Yep.
Gets a Fumaden, Undying Moon. I think it's.
Which is a game that people wanted ported, that has finally gotten a port, thanks to Konami being in games. So what bet do you want to make, Jalen?
That Konami will not take one of their OG franchises and drop a good game for it. A brand new original game for it. So we'll never get like an actually new Silent Hill game.
Between
Won't get a
now
new Metal
and May
Gear.
2021?
Huh?
Between now, not May.
Starting, you know what? I'll do May 2021 until. Actually, we'll do E3 2021 up until E3 2023.
Damn. He gave you
Sheesh. Sheesh.
I was gonna give you longer, but I was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to remember this bet. But yeah, I'll give you till then that we won't have a brand new, never before seen game that is good.
I
From
mean, I
Konami.
hope he's wrong. I hope we get another Silent Hill.
I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong.
But he wanted to make
But
that
it's
bet,
Konami.
so I'll take that bet.
All right.
Camera shake.
Camera shake. Camera shake. 'Cause I don't believe it.
All right, so Madrid, you wanted to talk about this Scarlet Nexus demo that's coming out sometime.
So Scarlet
soon.
Nexus, in my opinion, is looking pretty good. Like it probably wasn't last episode, but maybe the episode before. I was just saying how I need them to just like fucking keep cranking out these action games, like these anime inspired like action, just hack and slash. So yeah, this seems like it's gonna be some more of that. Like it's from Bandai Namco, so it could go either way. But this one looks promising, cool premise. You got like telekinetic powers, anime weapons. It has everything that I'm kind of going for. The art style looks good, and I'm trying to fill that astral chain void as an astral chain nigga.
Wait. Sit down and play Replicant.
I'm so busy.
If you're too busy to play Replicant, you're gonna be too busy
But
to
this
play
is further out. I would be less busy then. When I get more free time, I'm gonna play Replicant, and then you know what? What's after that? This, and then what's after that? Like Tales of Arise. Like we're getting flooded with JRPGs. Like The World Ends With You, Neo. That's coming out. Like
That's on my
exactly.
wish list too.
The
Scarlet
flood
Nexus
is
and The World Ends
happening.
With You.
And then there's some platinum games that may or may not be happening at some point.
There's still like the Platinum 5.
On
That's
Apple
the thing.
Arcade.
What was it?
I don't fucking know. I saw Platinum Games and I downloaded it.
Okay.
Oh, isn't speaking of Taro Cult, isn't Reincarnation up for pre-registration on iOS?
Yep.
Ooh, yep.
You can preload that on iOS and Android, and it'll come in when it comes in.
It's funny. Like when I hear a Kingdom Hearts mobile game, I'm like, oh, yuck. But when I hear your Nier mobile game, I'm like, oh, okay, okay.
You know what that big difference is? It's a mouse. The difference is a mouse. Just saying.
I feel like you're
No
pitching some esoteric shit that just
No.
never
The difference is a mouse. There's no Disney.
Oh,
in,
I'm like
here.
mouse and keyboard. I'm like, is there an actual mouse?
No,
I'm like,
no,
is
Disney,
Emil
Disney.
a mouse underneath
Right,
that
I'm
helmet?
like,
No, the capitalism god mouse.
Well, yeah, there's that. I left you in the darkness? Damn, that's crazy. I see your dark skin now, Aqua.
Buy this DLC to come out.
Fucking wild, bro. He's looking at Riku. Let's get out of here. She's crazy.
Just let her marinate for a little bit. It'll be fine.
Yeah. You know what they say, the blacker the berry. But, but no, I'm just excited
So-
for the nature of JRPGs right now. And then, you know, my backlog is, you know, Persona Strikers, Yakuza Like a Dragon, you know, Octopath. There's some bangers out. And I don't have enough time, so whoever's developed the Shadow Clone Jutsu, come talk to me, you know, teach me how to do it. You know, let's get this ball rolling, you know.
all
Like
right.
it.
Feel ya.
Well, the last thing I wanted to talk about, because we've been going for about an hour 20 minutes now, so, you know. The last thing I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about was these Ubisoft free-to-play games that are coming. Like, I know the first one they've officially announced is The Division. How do you guys feel about this?
Well,
That Ubisoft's becoming a
since
free-to-play
I
company?
don't really give a shit about the Division, since it's free to play, I'll try it out the same way I tried out their free to play battle royale, whatever the fuck it was called. And if it don't hit that first day, then goodbye.
oh,
Yeah, Hyper Scrape.
Does anyone ever play
No.
that?
I keep getting emails about it, but they get sent to my junk folder, which I always have to check in case something actually important goes to the junk folder.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I tried to unsubscribe from 'em. I'm like, yeah, I don't want y'all cluttering my mailbox with this. You know, it is what it is. I could see that being cool because they have, you know, they could do another like Immortals Phoenix. I could see that being like a free to play type, and then, you know, like you're buying like cosmetics, you're buying like different weapons or some shit, or like they could even put in like a gacha type system for that. Instead of it being like a Breath of the Wild type, it could be more along the lines of like Genshin Impact or something like that. You know, there's different things they can do, but the main thing is they put out a shit ton of games all the time, like around each other too, like major games. So this would kind of like lighten that load. You know?
right, we got Square, you know.
I mean, I'm going to be 100. I struggle to care about anything Ubi does anymore. Because it's just like I find... Like, Scarlet Nexus, I find interesting. Anything else, really. I just don't care. And it's to the point where it's like, I struggle to explain why I don't care. It's like, cool, Ubisoft.
I can see a
Make
Watch
free-to-play
Dog
games.
free-to-play game. Like, they have IPs.
Assassin's
Yeah, they have
Creed,
IPs that they
Prince
can
of
just make
Persia,
a free-to-play, like, mode or, like, a light experience for a game.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Look,
Near
Look.
good and evil.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 just does not exist. That is.
But
It
it
doesn't.
could exist as a free to
They're-
play
no, they're gonna
Ubisoft
play-
original title.
No, we've been going through the motion with that specific game for so long.
Yep.
It's
You're not going to get Beyond Good and Evil 2. You're going to get Beyond Good and Evil the in-between years.
No, you're gonna get Beyond
And-
Good and Evil 2. Like, also.
No, we're gonna get Beyond Good and Evil 2, and then Beyond Good and Evil 2 will not have anything to do with Beyond Good and Evil 1, and you're gonna wonder why the hell did they call it Beyond Good and Evil 2, and then you find out they only did it to make it sell more.
Well,
You're not
Like,
wrong.
that's another company I just don't have faith in.
Also, they pushed back that one pirate game.
Skull and
Again.
Bones. Again. I
You
feel
know,
like
I'm going to
there's
tell you this
no
right now.
sense.
I only remember that game exists when it gets pushed back.
They're like,
Right,
that's what we're saying. Yeah, we're actually starting development now.
I think about Skull and Bones every time I think about Assassin's Creed 4 because it was supposed to be that team, but then that team went on and kept working on Assassin's Creed, and then it was another team, and it keeps getting delayed. Like,
Man, you know what? Classic is hitting Burning Crusade June 1st. I'd rather that's more important than anything that has been said in the past 5 minutes about Ubisoft. Just to be honest here.
will it be better than Shadowbringers?
No, it's just
Okay.
that my favorite race of Warcraft characters are finally playable in Classic, so it's like, oh, sweet, I could play the Classic that I was actually playing.
Okay. Well, does anybody have one more thing? No.
Nope.
Cross the street. Take out the recycling. You know, the entire deal. Remember, you can follow us all collectively around the internet. CheesyControllerPodcast.com. I cleaned up the Discord, so go in there, use that more. There's a question box section if you want your question read on the episode. Just write one in. We'll probably answer it. You can follow me Twitter and Twitch at Anton6 and 3X is Chris.
Chevy Chris.
Jalen.
Squid Bishop.
Madrid.
Speedwagonettes.
Alright, this has been No It's Good Production. The audio version is edited by Akumasanti. The video version is edited by Lana Twisted Mind. Dead End Studios, we're coming back soon. Until next time, keep it cheesy.